Hello everyone, welcome to Kotlin with Compose. Today we are diving into the fundamental layout components of Jetpack Compose that are column, row and box. These are the building blocks you will use to create beautiful responsive UI in your Android app. Well, before starting, if you are new to this channel and if you haven't watched my previous video, then please go and check that video and come to this video because this video is related to the previous one, and if you don't follow the previous one then you may miss some very important topics in this video. So please first check that video. So firstly, let's talk about the layouts. So if you have used XML, then you are familiar with layouts. In XML we used to have linear layout, relative layout and also constant layout, and also there are others layout. So similarly, like in XML we have layouts in Jetpack which are column, row and box. So with these three I think we can create almost everything possible with XMLs. So if you want to pile up like in order, in vertical order, then we will be using column, and if you want to pile in horizontal, then we will use row, and if you want to stack one over the another, or if you want to overlay one over the another, then we use the box. So it's like column and rows are like linear layout in the XML, whereas box is quite like relative or constant layout here. So let's start with column. So I have just created a composable function one, and I have given it a name layout composable. So here I will be debugging our video tutorial for today. So let's start with column. So we can use column composable like by calling column here like this, and let's add something inside this column. As we know, it's a vertical stack of child, so let's add some text inside this column as it takes the content. So let's add a text and let's call it first item, and let's add two more here, so let's call it second item, and let's call it third item. And so in the preview section you can also see like, oops, okay, so yeah, it's good. So you can see first item, second item and third items one after the another. So and in column what we can also do is like, let's cut this, and it also has a modifiers, like we can add modifiers, and like modifiers dot fill next size, let's fill its size. And now let's add some child first. Okay, so in this we will be using arrangement and alignments, so you will see what I'm talking about in just a minute. So let's call it first child top, and second one middle, and the third one bottom. Okay, let's call it center. So, and what we can do is like if you want to arrange this, like we can arrange it vertically, and we can also align this horizontally. So if you are using column composable, then it also has other properties like vertical arrangement and horizontal alignment. So let's add them, vertical arrangement and it's taken by arrangement dot, and we have lots of options, like we can center it, we can also give space between top, bottom, space evenly, and there are lots of options with this. So let's go with space between for here, and let's see what happens. So you can see there is a space with every text, like top is on the top and center is at the center and bottom is at the bottom, with evenly spaced as they are space between. So whatever the space they can get, they will get that space, and let's assign them in the center. So how can we do is that we can align them horizontally. So let's align horizontally. So we use alignment dot center horizontally, and you can see all the text are in the center. So guys, that's much for the columns. So now let's move to now let's move to row. So row is also kind of a column, but it's a horizontal behavior. So now let's add row composable here, and let's add the child, like text, let's say left, and let's add 2 more child, and let's name them center and right. So, and you can see in the preview they are in the horizontal alignment, and the text is left, center and right. Now also let's add some modifiers here. So as we did with the column, so it's similar to column, but since it's for horizontal, so let's fill max width instead of size here, and you can see it's fill maxed width. And now let's also add arrangement and alignment. As columns take vertical arrangement and horizontal alignment, similarly the rows take vertical alignment and horizontal arrangement. There is difference, okay? Column takes vertical arrangement and row takes vertical alignment, whereas column takes horizontal alignment and row takes horizontal arrangement. So let's add arrangement first, and arrangement dot space between, and now let's add alignment, that is vertical alignment, and alignment dot center vertically. So you can see in the preview. So now that's all for the row, and now let's move to the box. So we can use the box composable like this, and we can add like modifier. Let's give it a size of 100.dp. So now let's extend its content, and now let's add something like image with text. Let's add image over the text, say image, and let's enter results and add travel. So there's a IC launcher background, so let's add this, and content description, let's give it null for this time. So here's an image, you can see, and now just add text over here, so it will be over the image. So let's give it a name. So let's write it overlay text here, and now we can, in box we can assign. So let's add modifier for the text and use the align and alignment dot, let's align this to the bottom center. Okay, the text is buttons, but text is so large, so let's cut it. So just write txt. So you can see it's button centered, so we can align like this in the box, and we can also align to, like, we can also give it like button end or button start, or we can also give it center, or we can also give it top. So okay, top and okay, top and top start, and there is top center. And if you want to use top, then you cannot use here, but I think you can just use align content alignment here, and you can align dot top here, I think. Okay, so you cannot just use top or just button, so like you have to specify whether you want to give it a like top center, top left, right. Similarly that works for the bottom part too, so bottom center, bottom left, and bottom right. So that's all for today's video. So we have learned column, row, and box today. So let's recap on that. So we use column when we want to arrange items in vertical order, and we use row when we want to arrange items in horizontal order, and we use box when we want to overlap items over each other, so we use box there. So that's all for today's, guys, and this composable function that you learned today are the foundations of layout in Jetpack Compose. So I like you to do experiment with them and combine with them and create whatever you can create, and try to create more complex UIs as far as you can. And if you find this video helpful, then don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and thanks for watching, and happy coding.